Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday. It's time for a review show special. This is where I take a deep dive into a particular creator, a particular product, a particular service, and I talk about why it's so good or not so good, depending on what it is that I'm reviewing. Now today, I'm going to be doing a review that's kind of a long time coming. This is something that a lot of people have asked for, and I wanted to give it a bit of breathing room before I actually reviewed it, but I think now is the right time. I am talking about Bic Coin by James Keatley. Now, let me explain. James, I interviewed him on Magic TV recently, so you can go check out that Talk Magic interview if you want to. James has been around in this industry for a long time. He's released stuff through people like Illusionist, and this is a trick that he published and released at the 2023 Blackpool Magic Convention. A lot of people said that this was the trick of the convention. It's basically a utility item that allows you to make coins appear, disappear, change places, penetrate through solid objects. The list goes on and on. Now, I first saw this at the Session Convention in London in January, and he showed it me, and I was blown away. Like, I'm talking absolutely blown away. And he asked me if I would work on the project with him, and I said yes, I would love to. I would be honored, and we did that, and came up with a whole bunch of really wonderful stuff, along with people like Elliot Gerard and Nemid Phoenix and Lloyd Barnes, and the list goes on and on and on. And since then, Chris James and a bunch of other people have put routines together for it. But the trailer and the tutorial, I was on the tutorial with James, and I was on the trailer, and Nemid Phoenix and filmed it and edited the tutorial. I tell you this because I want you to understand that even though this is not my product, I don't want people saying in the comments, oh, Craig's biased because he was on the project. I'm not biased. I'll give you my honest opinion. Now, in all honesty, my opinion is this is great. I wouldn't have asked to be involved in it if I didn't believe in this as a project, but I just wanted to be fully transparent with you. Now, since coming out at the Blackpool Magic Convention, you've not been able to get this anywhere. It's sold out at Blackpool. It's a very labor-intensive trick to make, and no magic dealers sell it. It's not carried through Murphy's, so you don't get it from various different magic shops. James has just set up his own website. So he's just set up his own website where you can actually buy these tricks from. So all of his new tricks that are coming out in the future will be available through that website. Link in the description down below. And this has now been officially launched. There's a thread on it on the cafe and everything. That tells you it's been officially launched. So now is the time to review it. Now, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to do two things right now. The first thing that I'm going to do is play the trailer for you. So if you haven't seen it, it'll give you an overview of what Bic Coin is. We'll play the trailer. Immediately following the trailer, I'm going to run a little interview with myself and James. When I did his Talk Magic interview, I grabbed him for an extra 10 minutes at the end to talk about this specifically and to talk about Bic Coin and what his thought process was creating it and who it's really intended for. So if you haven't seen, well, you won't have seen it because it's been in the archives until now. So have a look at the trailer, have a look at the interview, and then I'll bring it back into the studio and we'll do a full review.
Get it to jump through the table, and you can check that out. It's a genuine coin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Isn't that
good.
I showed
That sort of thing. You do it a couple of times like that and do that, and then you can do this and put it up through there, and you say, you have a reason for this, but you just come in and you go, boss, right there. Yeah, you feel it go through.
You feel it go through, you actually feel it.
Hi, my name's Craig Petty, and this is James Keatley's Bic Coin. The footage that you've just seen is of me at the Session Magic Convention 2023 having my mind blown. Because James just showed me Bic Coin for the first time, and I have never been more fooled. At that point, I begged him to let me be a part of the project, just because I think this is a utility device for coin magicians and close-up magicians that is going to set the world on fire. So what is Bic Coin? Well, basically, Bic Coin is a new utility item designed for coin magicians. It's hidden in plain sight. It's an everyday carry that it allows you to produce a silver dollar with no sleight of hand. But guys, that's just the start on this project with Bitcoin, you're going to be learning how to make coins visually go up through the table.
The table box, remember, so it's a magic box. Watch this spot here. Through the table.
That's right, they go up through the table. You're going to be learning James's 4-phase routine where coins appear, they vanish, they go to impossible locations, they penetrate, and at the finale, you make a giant coin appear, which is included in the package. As well as that, you're going to learn how to make a coin penetrate through a spectator's own hand. Oh, and by the way, they're the ones that are going to actually do the penetration. Amazing. Here we go. Pull tightly. 1. Are you ready? 2, 3, and right there, through the hand, show the hand's empty, that's the hand, that's the coin, that's the lighter. I know, it's crazy, right? And you can examine everything. You're going to be able to visually push a coin into a glass, you're going to be able to take a coin and visually split it into 2 on a table with no moves. You're going to be able to take a coin, turn it into a steel ball bearing, turn it back again. Oh, and by the way, all of this stuff, there is minimal to no sleight of hand. We're including ideas and performance tips by Elliot Gerard, Lloyd Barnes, myself, James Keatley. I promise you, this is going to be something that you're going to be taking to you to every single gig. This is going to be part of your everyday carry. This is a utility item that you are going to want to use. Guys, this is amazing. This is James Keatley's Bic Coin. So here I am with James Keatley, creator of Bic Coin, the owner and founder of Jack Magic, and now an online store, and Bic Coin is officially being released. I want to talk all about that. But first of all, how are you, James? You okay?
I'm really good, mate. And yourself?
Very good. I'm very excited because finally people will stop asking me the question, where can I buy Bitcoin from? Because we talked about it before Blackpool. You released it with Blackpool. Obviously, I helped you with the trailer and the tutorial. So I get messages about 5 times a day going, where can I buy Bitcoin? I'm like, speak to James, speak to James, speak to James. I'm so glad that now I can say to them, here's the URL, go and buy it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So Bitcoin, incredible trick, really, really great trick. Let's talk about it very quickly because obviously this is a review about Bitcoin. Inspiration. What made you come up with the idea of Bitcoin?
Okay, so it was I think I said it originally. It was messing around with a chewing gum packet, and I had a similar sort of an effect with a chewing gum packet, and then really just what I come up with from that, looking at it and thinking, well, I like that idea, but like, is there any other ways I could use this principle, or and then the idea of Bitcoin or Bic, a lighter, sort of really came up. Made a prototype out of cardboard. Like literally, a lot of my prototypes are always just cardboard prototypes, just to see whether the idea works in concept. And I sort of did it, and then I showed a couple of people, didn't really get much feedback actually. So it was an item that sort of got put down for a period of time, and sort of like I'll leave that. And then Blackpool 22 had my first stand, and I wanted to take something with me that wasn't the 2 products I was demoing. So I decided, was looking through some ideas, and I thought, oh, that was a pretty cool idea. So I actually made a better version out of the real thing, took it, and it ended up being the move I had at the time ended up being I hate the term, a magician fooler, because basically it fooled a lot of people when I was at Blackpool, so they were magicians. So it did fool magicians. So and yeah, just showed the idea at Blackpool, and then just got loads of ideas. So Sean Dunn, I showed it to. He gave me a great idea for one that I had a visual thing, and he changed it to take the coin under the table. So that evolved at Blackpool on the actual table. And I just showed a few people, and then decided to develop it. Spent the year and actually redesigned the gimmick so it had the extra secret, which some people might be aware of. I'm not going to go into the mechanics, but so yeah, just really developed from there. So it's for me, it was quite a quick development. I'd say 3.5 years really to get to this point. which I think is quite quick for a trick like Bitcoin. But the actual development of the product itself, probably about 18 months.
Okay. And what's the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Plus? Because there's two different versions on your website. What's the difference between the two?
Okay, so again, there's a little story with this. So basically, Bitcoin this is Bitcoin here. So this is the package. You get the coins, gimmicks, lighter, and a jumbo coin. And as well as various teachings, there is a 4-phase routine on Bitcoin. And the second phase is a coin to impossible location. So the coin appears somewhere. So in Bitcoin, you'll talk various ways that could be, or where that coin could appear. Bitcoin Plus is an additional effect that I decided to add when I was demoing at Blackpool. The reason actually being because you'd done the trailer, Craig, and put it out, it was getting a bit of traction. People knew about the trick. So I was actually worried at Blackpool when people were going to come over, they'd be like, oh, can we see the lighter trick? Which kind of takes the magic away. You know, all of a sudden this magician falling opening move is no longer going to fool anyone because they're going to know that it's something to do with this gimmick. So I thought, how can I double bluff? So I had this other idea that was on the shelf, which was phase 2, which is a coin under glass in spectators' hands. And I just thought, right, that would really work with Bitcoin. I'd forgotten about the idea and I was prepping for Blackpool and practicing. I just thought that would really work with Bitcoin as the second phase. And I wanted to demo it that way because I just thought that's going to be a great piece of magic. I come up with the routine idea, the wording. But I thought I can't demo it and not have it available. That would not be fair to anyone that I show the trick to. So for Blackpool, I thought I'll just knock up a few versions of it and have it available, but only sell it with Bitcoin. So it's only because it's what I call a demo version of the effect. So that's how the extra phase come about. So when on the website now, Bitcoin is just the Bitcoin, is the Bitcoin package. Bitcoin Plus includes the coin under glass in spectators' hands. So that's what you're getting additionally. But you can't purchase that effect currently other than purchasing it with Bitcoin. Because it's a trick that actually has other uses and can be developed further. But it's been fine-tuned to work with the Bitcoin routine, the version you get with Bitcoin Plus.
So might you in the future release it as its own separate project with ideas?
So I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but it's such a powerful effect. It definitely warrants being released independently because it's very, very useful for coin workers with or without Bitcoin. It has other uses. It's a coin under glass in spectators' hands, but at present the version I have is tuned to a specific gimmick, and it's something I am developing for a further product release, but it definitely won't be within the next 12 months.
Perfect. And your website, Jack Magic.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the moment, it's launching with just the Bitcoin stuff on.
Yeah.
Is that going to be the hub where we can get all of your stuff, whether it's released through companies or it's released through yourself? Are you still going to be able to have it on there? Is that where people want to go to check out all of their latest James Keatley goodies?
There'll be links to other things, but no, not all my magic will initially be on jackmagic.com. So jackmagic.com is an independent producer of magic, should I say, very much think of it in the same lines of Illusionist, Theory 11, or any other independent company. Obviously not as big as those companies, it's just launching. But for now, it will just be Bitcoin. There'll be some accessories on there for Bitcoin and things you need. And I have no plans to release a lot of magic on Jack Magic. I think the magic that would be on Jack Magic would be more project magic. So projects that are a larger scale. So things that would involve multiple routines and multiple gimmicks, as opposed to ideas that are sort of like, smaller projects, effects that maybe only achieve one or two things. So no plans to release a lot of magic on Jack Magic, just very slow. I only have one other product in mind at the moment, which is a revamp of Juicy, which was a product I put out years ago with Saturn. but it's combining some new ideas to really create a package that has some value.
And is there a mailing list on there that people can join?
Yeah. So subscribe on the website to a mailing list. There's a holding page up currently. Just type in your email and that will do. And then on launch or any news, we'll get emailed out through there. So, yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. One last question. How difficult is Bitcoin?
You've
got no experience at Coin Magic. If you're a non-coin worker, is this something you could still do?
If you're a non-coin worker, this is a beginner. My routine, my personal routine, the 4-phase routine I do is beginner level Magic. You have to do, well, technically 2 slides. One is one of the, well, I can say slide now, a force transfer, and the other is a table transfer or slide. I'm not sure the actual technical term. So in my routine, I would say, because I've used this routine myself and grown with it and learned and grew my performance confidence, it's a beginner level routine that will help you actually learn some basic principles of Magic as regards, it will give you a routine that's structured in such a way that all the beats are timed, so you will have time to complete every move and feel comfortable and confident. Because that's what I literally learned those things myself performing Bitcoin. Audience management, the pacing of the trick. So it's beginner level, but there are, as well as my routine, there are now ideas on the project from Craig Petty, Lloyd Barnes, Elliot Gerard, Chris James, Harry Harrington, Henry Harris, Doug Kahn, and the list is growing. And some of their ideas are easy, and some of their ideas are a lot harder. Some of them I can't even do myself yet, because they're just amazing magicians. You all have different ideas and things. So the tutorials are being added on all the time. So it's a utility prop as well as a set of magic tools.
Amazing. Absolutely fantastic. James, I'm going to take this back into the studio and give it a full review, but I want to say thank you so much for jumping on the channel. And I wish you every continued success, because you know that I think Bitcoin is amazing, but we're going to do a full review on it now anyway.
Thanks, Craig.
No problem. Guys, I'm going to take this back into the studio now, but remember, go on to James's website, Jack Magic. That's JAKMAGIC.com.
Yeah.
JackMagic.com. Go on there now, put in your email address, go and support James. He's one of the good guys in Magic. But let's have a look at Bitcoin.
So there we go. That is Bitcoin. That is James Keatley. And first of all, thank you, James, for jumping on and letting me interview you. I really appreciate it. And like I said before, I'm going to be completely honest with you here and tell you exactly what I think. Now, in all honesty, I love this trick. People know I'm a coin guy, right? So I do a lot of coin magic, but not only do I do a lot of coin magic, I love coin gimmicks. Any type of coin gimmick I love. And what we have here, in essence, is a clever adaptation of a coin gimmick. And James has taken that coin gimmick and added a very clever sort of gimmicked lighter. And using the gimmick lighter and the fake and the coin gimmick, you can perform absolute miracles. Now, you get everything that you need in the box to be able to perform it straight away. So you get a regular coin, you get the actual gimmicked coin, you get the gimmick lighter, you get all the bits and pieces that you need. You also get a jumbo coin, because at the end of James's routine, he makes the coin grow into a jumbo coin. It kind of just makes sense in the context of his routine. I don't do that when I do this, and you're about to see a performance of how I do it in a bit. Well, there's a few different ways I use it, but when I do James's main routine, I stop with the penetration. And really, that's one of the best things about this project, which is there's so many different things that you can do with it. This is not just a one-trick pony where you learn one trick and that's it. There are multiple tricks that you can do with this, multiple different ways of actually using the gimmick, multiple different handlings are taught on the tutorial, but as well as all the routines that are taught on the tutorial, there's a load of stuff that you can do with it as well. If you're a clever, creative person, you'll come up with your own stuff fairly early on. And in fact, Chris James, who has been creating a ton of stuff with this, has done a great job showcasing just what this prop is capable of. Now, if you haven't seen a performance of the routine, I'm going to perform sort of my adaptation and sort of presentational changed handling of James's sort of main 4-phase routine. Once you've seen that performance, I'll bring it back into the studio. We'll wrap the review up and just tell you a little bit more about the product.
So I've got a full deck of 52 playing cards and a little bit lighter. Which one do you think is heavier, if you had to guess?
I'll take the cards.
Yeah, but do you know why?
Go on.
Because that's a little lighter. That's a little. Come for the magic, stay for the comedy.
Winners up smart.
Red does the magic stuff. Right. Before we do anything, do you want to give these cards a mix-up, or are you okay?
I can mix.
No, you're not. Fantastic. Shuffle them as much as you want. We hit 10 minutes, we get ad revenue, so you go for your life. Is it 10 minutes, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shuffle for like at least 5. Oh, screw you, Jack. You're going to grab a card, so as I riffle down the deck, just say stop.
Stop.
Right there, you sure?
Yep.
We'll stick it forward so you can see. Can you see that card?
Yep.
I'll show it to the camera. Remember the card. It's very important that you remember the card, because later on when I dramatically say, this is your card, if you go, I don't know, it kind of loses its impact slightly, so please remember it. I'm going to leave the card down in the middle of the deck, around about there, and we'll put the cards into the case. We get back to them a little bit later on.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you the 4 things that magicians should learn in order to be able to do magic. There's 4 things. There's actually more than 4 things, but when you become a magician, there's 4 things that you need to do immediately. And I'm going to use this lighter in order to try and achieve all 4 things. Because in the olden days, magicians used magic wands. Nobody carries a magic wand with them around anymore, but they do carry around lighters. That's a very common thing, so I'm going to use the lighter. Now, there's 4 things. The first thing is appearance. In other words, making something appear. The second thing is travel. In other words, to make something magically travel from one place to another. The third thing is location, in order to basically to magically locate something. And the final thing is penetration. Just not like that. Make something magically penetrate through. So I want you to see that there's nothing in this hand. I also want you to see there's nothing in this hand. I have a lighter, and I'm going to show you something amazing with the lighter. I said it's like a little mini magic wand, and it is. All I have to do is wave it over my hand. In fact, you hold it there and just wave it over and give my hand a tap. There you go. 2 taps, 1 hot, 1 cold. Very good. And just like that, that's the first thing you have to learn as a magician. That is, yeah, an appearance. You see, that's when you make a silver American dollar appear.
What?
It's crazy, right? You can hold on to the little magic wand lighter thing. The next one is to make it travel. Just wave it over. I'm going to make a fist over here. Say go.
Go.
See, that's the second one, making something invisibly travel from one place over to somewhere else.
What?
Now, the third one was location. Do you remember location?
Yeah.
Watch. Actually, you can wave it over again. Check this out. Location. Just wave it over. Say, make the most magical noise you know. Wow. If I was a coin, I'd disappear. That's great. And it has disappeared. But there's a reason it's disappeared, Jack. It's located your card. I want to open up the card box. And when you open up the card box, you'll see that there's a gap. Do you see there's a gap in the deck?
There is a gap in the deck.
There's a gap in the deck. And there's a reason there's a gap in the deck. Because you see, if I take the cards out, just like that, at the tips of the fingers, you'll see that there's 1 coin. It's now travelled down into the deck right there next to the Queen of Diamonds. Was that your card?
That was my card.
It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. That's the third thing. The final thing is penetration. The one that made you snigger. Penetration means making something go through something else. So, for example, if I took the coin and I did that, I can make it penetrate through the card box, the table below. But if I want to, I can actually do it in reverse. And I'll focus your attention. I'll tell you exactly where you need to watch. You need to watch right there. Keep one eye on me. Keep one eye on the lighter. Keep one eye on the coin. You're going to need an extra eye.
How many eyes do you think I have?
You can share. I'll actually put the lighter there so you know exactly where it's going to go. I need to line the coin up right through the table, through the close-up pad. 1, 2, 3.
What the fuck?
And just like that, right through, there's the coin, there's the lighter, there's the pack of cards, and that's Bic Coin.
Wow.
So there you go. That's a performance of one of the routines from Bic Coin. To be honest, I could probably spend about 15 minutes performing various different routines with Bic Coin, but you get the idea. There's an awful lot that you can do. Now, this fits into your pocket and you just bring it out and you do it whenever you want to. It's pretty much an instant reset. It's relatively easy to do. You don't need to know knuckle-busting sleight of hand in order to perform this. It's all of the moves. In fact, there's a ton of stuff that you can do with this that's completely self-working. And then there's a couple of different routines that require more practice and more sleight of hand. The coins and the lighter are going to last a long time. They're really well made. Occasionally, the coin gimmick might stop working for one particular reason, but James goes through that on the tutorial and explains what to do if that happens, so that if that does happen, you can fix it relatively easily. It just needs to have something replaced every so often. In terms of the practicalities behind it, it's like I say, it's an instant reset, takes up virtually no pocket space, and you don't even need a table. I know the routine that you just saw me do used the table, but if you go watch the trailer, you'll see that I'm doing that sort of thing on the spectator's hands as well. So there's a lot you can actually do. You don't need to do a performance on the table if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. This is not environment specific. This is something that will work in all environments, and because it's a very adaptable routine, you can adapt it to whatever the performance is that you want to give and whatever the type of environment in which you're performing in. The tutorial's well explained. I'm biased, I'm in it, but it's well explained. James performs, I perform. We go through absolutely everything, including various different routines that you can do with it. And yeah, I mean, the coins are not real Morgan dollars. They are fakes, but they look real. Some people have said to me, can you get it in other coins? I think that Morgan dollars are best because of the appearance. You wouldn't want a little coin, you'd want a nice big coin. I think that you might be able to do this with a $50, but I think a big coin, a big silver dollar would definitely be the best option, which is why he's included that with this product. One of the best things about this is the lighter. The lighter is absolutely amazing. How it works, when you actually realize what's happening with that lighter and what it does, you'll be really chuffed. It's very, very cheeky. And as you know from the interview I did with James, he's got a whole bunch of other stuff that he's got lined up, including add-ons to this and other routines that you can do to lead into and out of Bitcoin. I'm going to give this 100%. I have been working with it in the real world since just after the session convention in January. I know the reactions it gets. It gets great reactions. It's relatively easy to do, and you'll be going out performing it in no time. So thank you to James Keatley for continuing to contribute to the Magic community. This is a great trick, and I highly recommend anybody buying it. So there you go, guys. That's another review show special in the bag. Do me a favor, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Bitcoin down below. And also, if you haven't already done so and you want to join the Netrix, go to www.thenetrix.com. That's www.thenetrix.com. Go see what all the fuss is about. I will be back again soon, right here on Magic TV. But thank you so much for watching me. Have a great evening. My name's Craig from Magic TV.